Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of these epic Wild West tales. Today, we're diving into one of the most intense, emotional, and downright unforgettable stories from the frontier. Save me, plant your seed in me. The plea of a desperate Apache girl to a lone rancher. This is a classic best Wild West story full of danger, forbidden romance, redemption, and the harsh realities of life in the American Southwest back in the 1880s. Buckle up, because this one's a roller coaster. Let's get right into it. Picture this: it's a scorching afternoon in the Arizona Territory, 1887. The sun is beating down like a hammer on an anvil, turning the desert into a furnace. Jake Harlan, a tough-as-nails rancher in his mid-30s, is riding his faithful horse, Thunder, along the dusty trail near the Mexican border. Jake's a loner, lost his wife and young son to a fever years back, and ever since, he's kept to himself on his small spread, raising cattle and avoiding trouble. He's got that classic cowboy look: weathered hat, scarred leather vest, a Colt revolver on his hip, and a face etched with lines from too many hard years. As Jake crests a rocky ridge, he spots something that stops him dead in his tracks. There, hanging from a gnarled mesquite tree, is a noose, and in it, a woman. Not just any woman, a young Apache girl, maybe 20 years old, her body limp, her feet barely scraping the ground. She's been lynched, left to die by her own people or maybe some ruthless bandits. Her dark hair is matted with sweat and blood, her traditional deerskin dress torn and dirty. A crude sign nailed to the tree reads, "Traitor to the tribe, let the spirits take her." Jake's heart pounds. Apaches and whites don't mix. Raids, wars, bad blood everywhere since Geronimo's been stirring things up. Helping her could mean death from her tribe or his own kind calling him a traitor. But Jake's no coward, and he's got a soft spot for the innocent. He jumps off Thunder, draws his knife, and cuts her down just in time. She's barely breathing, her pulse weak. He lays her gently on the ground, splashes water from his canteen on her face, and checks her wounds. Rope burns on her neck, bruises everywhere, like she'd been beaten first. "Come on girl, fight," he mutters. Her eyes flutter open, deep brown, fierce even in pain. She whispers something in Apache, then switches to broken English. "White man, why save?" Jake hoists her onto his horse, "Because no one deserves this." "Name's Jake, what's yours?" She hesitates, then says, "Nahara. They banish me. Say I bring curse." He rides hard back to his ranch, a modest adobe cabin with a corral and a small barn, miles from anywhere. Nahara's too weak to protest. He carries her inside, lays her on his bed, the only one, and tends to her like a nurse. Cleans her wounds with whiskey, bandages her neck, feeds her broth from his stew pot. Days pass. She's feverish at first, tossing and turning, murmuring about her past. As she recovers, Nahara opens up. She's not just any Apache girl, she's tall, almost 6 feet, strong and athletic from years of riding and hunting with her people. They called her Giant, behind her back, but not kindly. Her tribe, a band of Chiricahua Apaches, accused her of being cursed because she was born during a bad omen, an eclipse or something. Worse, she fell in love with a young warrior who died in a skirmish with soldiers, and the shaman blamed her, saying her spirit was tainted. When she spoke out against raiding white settlements, they branded her a traitor and sentenced her to death by hanging, a slow, shameful end. Jake listens, saying little at first. He's impressed by her spirit. Nahara's beautiful in a wild way: high cheekbones, long black braids, eyes that burn like embers. And she's grateful, helping around the ranch as she heals, mending fences, tending the horses, cooking meals with herbs she finds in the desert. Weeks turn into months. The loneliness that's plagued Jake starts to fade. They share stories by the fire at night, him about losing his family, her about Apache legends of thunderbirds and spirit walkers. But tension builds. Nahara notices how Jake looks at her when he thinks she's not watching. And she feels it too. This white rancher saved her life, gave her a home when her own people cast her out. In Apache culture, saving a life creates a deep bond, almost like family, or more. One evening, as a storm rages outside, thunder cracking like gunfire, Nahara confronts him. They're sitting by the fireplace, rain pounding the roof. Jake's whittling a stick, avoiding her gaze. Nahara stands tall, her figure silhouetted by the flames. She's wearing one of his old shirts now. Too big for most but fitting her just right. "Jake," she says softly, her English improving every day. "You good man. Save Nahara. Give home. But, I see in eyes you want more." Jake drops the stick, his face flushing. "Nahara, you're Apache, I'm white. Folks would say it's wrong. And after what your people did," she steps closer unafraid. "My people wrong. Cast me out like coyote bait. You save me. In my heart you my protector. Now my man." Jake stands towering over most but eye to eye with her. "I ain't looking to take advantage. You're healing vulnerable." But Nahara's fierce. She grabs his hand, places it on her heart. "No vulnerable. Strong. Alone too long. You alone too long. Desert takes lonely people." Sparks fly that night. Their first kiss is hesitant, then passionate, two souls colliding in the wilderness. They become lovers, sharing the bed, the ranch, the life. Jake teaches her to read English from his old Bible. She teaches him Apache ways, tracking, herbal medicine, even some words in her language. But peace never lasts in the Wild West. Word spreads. Scouts from Nahara's tribe spot smoke from the ranch, see a tall woman with the white rancher. The chief, a grizzled warrior named Taza, is furious. In their eyes, Nahara's survival defies the spirits. And now she's with a white man. Blasphemy. They see it as her stealing life that wasn't hers, and worse, diluting the bloodline. One dawn, riders appear on the horizon, a dozen Apache warriors, painted for war, led by Taza himself. Jake spots them from the corral, grabs his rifle. Nahara runs out, terrified but defiant. They come for me, she says. Eend what they start. Jake cocks the Winchester. Not without a fight. You're mine now. The warriors circle the ranch, arrows knocked. Taza rides forward, shouting in Apache. Nahara translates. He say, I cursed. Bring death to tribe if I live. And now with White Devil. Must die, and you too for hiding me. Jake yells back. She ain't cursed. She's the best thing that's happened to this godforsaken land. A standoff. Arrows fly. Jake fires back, dropping 2 warriors. Nahara grabs a rifle too. She's a crack shot and holds them off. But they're outnumbered. As the battle rages, Nahara gets grazed by an arrow, blood soaking her side. In the chaos, she pulls Jake behind the barn. Tears in her eyes, she pleads. Jake, save me again. Not from death, from empty life. I want your child. Plant your seed in me. Make us family forever. Bind us so even spirits can't tear apart. Jakey stunned amid the gunfire. Nahara.
Now yes! Save me! Plant your seed in me!
She cries, pulling him close. It's desperate, passionate, a moment of life affirmation in the face of death. They make love right there, hidden by hay bales, bullets whizzing overhead. It's raw, intense, born of love and survival. Reinvigorated, they fight back harder. Jake's a Deedi from his army days, picks off more attackers. Nahara's bravery inspires him. Suddenly, Taza calls a retreat, too many losses and maybe a flicker of doubt about the curse. The warriors ride off, vowing revenge, but they don't return soon. Months pass. Nahara's wound heals, and sure enough, her belly swells. She's pregnant with Jake's child, a symbol of hope, a bridge between worlds. Word of the battle spreads to the nearest town. Some whites call Jake a hero for fighting Apaches, others brand him an Indian lover. The ranch thrives. Nahara gives birth to a strong boy with his father's blue eyes and her mother's dark hair. They name him Koda, meaning friend, in Apache. Years later, when Geronimo surrenders in 86, wait, our story's 87. Close enough, peace settles. Taza, old and wary, even sends a messenger. The child is a sign the spirits approve. No more raids on the ranch. Jake and Nahara grow old together, raising Koda and 2 more kids. Their love, born from a noose and sealed in battle, becomes legend in the territory, proof that even in the wildest west, humanity can win. And that's the story, folks, one of redemption, passion, and unbreakable bonds. What did you think? Would you have saved Nahara like Jake did? Drop a comment below. Like if this got your heart racing, and subscribe for more best Wild West stories. We've got tons more coming: forbidden loves, outlaw chases, ghost town mysteries. Thanks for watching, partners. Until next time, ride safe.